Okay, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please join us in the pledge. Good evening, everyone. Just some board rules. We thank you for coming. We appreciate your taking the time to attend our meeting and welcome your comments. The Board of Education would like to remind community members that meetings are not public forums, rather they are business meetings held in public where dialogue is not normally conducted with audience members. If you would like to share your thoughts with the board, please state your name and address and limit your comments to 5 minutes. Please understand we will not respond to your comments or questions at this time, but if you would like a response, please be sure to include your phone number or email address on the sign-in sheet by the door. Please note that public comments for items on the agenda will occur during the first comment section and all other comments occurring during the second comment section. Comments should be in reference to a school topic or interest, not an individual or an employee position. Speakers are asked to be respectful as we regularly have students attending these meetings as part of their coursework. Anyone who wishes to address the board, please step up to the podium and turn on the microphone so we can all hear your comments. Thank you. Okay, we're going to start with item number 4 is correspondence. We don't have any tonight. So we'll move to item 5, which is public comment session for items that are on tonight's agenda. We have no one signed up. Item 6 is presentations and guests, and tonight we have a two-part. We have part A is civics and social justice class students and the capstone project presentations. Well,
Do you want them all behind the podium or what?
however you want to do.
Oh, yeah, okay, slideshow.
You just have to turn on the microphone.
Do you guys want to speak in front of the board? Is that easier?
I'm not sure.
Okay. You can do it up there. I'll see you do it quicker.
Hello, we'd like to thank you for granting us time to speak on our capstone projects. We are students of the Civics and Social Justice Collective. Our year is coming to an end, as we all know, and our elective ends up in a summative capstone project that every student takes part in and researches an issue in our community and acts with a change or a slight fix. I'm Idris Encarnacion.
I'm Emily Rusin.
I'm Emily Pernda.
Ashley Miller.
Brianna Mulholland.
Allie Ennis.
Austin Swift. Dylan Coley.
So this is the second year that this class has been going on. There's a pilot school course and there's an elective course. So each student here could be in a study hall but made the decision to participate in this course. There's the New York State Civics Pathway, and each student who participates in this course will receive a seal of civic readiness on their diplomas at graduation.
So some of the units that we went over during this course was defining social justice. To do that, we would look over public documents in front of our Constitution, the school's paperwork, rule book for what's allowed within the school. Then we went over historical examples, so past examples of social injustices, how they were addressed, why they happened, who they happened to, and different ways people reacted to them. Next we did modern day examples, so a lot of it focused on examples of what happened after the pandemic or how different groups of people are affected nowadays and ways people are actively fighting to increase social justice in those examples. Next we held a debate. We did certain debates over the school dress code as well as should monuments of founding fathers who owned slaves be taken down. So just kind of those issues, we were assigned a group, so it's not your own personal thing, it's just your ability to take the information given and create an argument for it. We also went over activism, the different forms of activism, and how you could partake in it, like including lobbying, for example, and different ways that you can make a difference within your community. And last was our capstone project. As Idris stated earlier, this is the biggest deal for it. You find an injustice or an issue within your community, and you partake in actions that you think can try to not only help the issue, but try to make it better, or what you think is the best way to fix it within your community.
Each Friday, we would have a guest speaker from different professional fields that would come in and talk about certain injustices that they face on a daily basis.
So we had Dave Coley, the Tri Valley Secondary Principal, Keith Stryker, the Board of Education President, Armand Butler, Noah Yuha, Anna Streamer, and Cole Twilliger, who were past students of the Citizen Social Justice Program, Leslie Stryker, the TESA President, Aileen Gunther, the State Assemblywoman, Aaron Long, Tri Valley Secondary Schools Superintendent, Joe Abraham, the Sullivan County Democrat, Kathy Kreider, Director of Sullivan County Federation of the Homeless, Chris Matthews, Town of Nipissing Supervisor, Jill Herbert, Simon, and Jen Walter, Public Health Educators of Sullivan County Public Health Services.
Some other guest speakers we had were Adrian Jensen, Sullivan County Director of Human Rights Commission, Ramsey Adams and Taylor Jaff, Catskill Mountain Keepers, Jacqueline Kelly Whittemore, Associate Clinical Professor of Law at Cornell Law School, Sandra Johnson, President of Sullivan County NAACP, Cindy Lanzetta and Marilyn Jones, League of Women Voters, Peter Albuquerque, State Senator, Felipe Abraham and Wayne White, NICEF, City Stephone, Mandated Preventative Caseworker and Training, Mark Navarro, Congressman, and Brian Maher, State Assemblyman.
So our class has been featured in a few different publications, two of them being the Sullivan County Democrat and another one being the Nice United magazine.
At this time, I would like to introduce our capstone project. Before I do so, I would like to say a little bit about the capstone project as a whole. So our capstone project, as Emily and Idris has said earlier, it is the biggest unit of our class where we pick an issue and we dedicate a project to resolving that issue, trying to make a project about the issue to raise awareness, and so on and so forth. So at this time, I would like to introduce our capstone project, starting with Idris.
I actually have a partner for my capstone project, Noah Edwards. Unfortunately, he's not here tonight, but we focused on bringing Narcan trainings to our community, as well as instilling an opioid education program in our school.
My project was dedicated on adjusting the language of the dress code and adjusting some of the policies in the dress code. I'm currently working with a nonprofit organization called the Ruth Project. We are working together creating a comprehensive dress code reform that I would love to come and present to you guys, hopefully in the future, and read all about it with you guys. I'm an ambassador for the Ruth Project, and we're working together to try to make a change.
For my project, I chose to work on increasing participation in sports by taking away financial barriers. Part of my project was setting up advertisements to catch attention for the sports available at our school. But the main focus of my project was to set up an area within our school where students could access free sports materials like helmets, sneakers, cleats, just to allow people who cannot afford these materials to participate in athletics in our school.
For my capstone project, I wanted to focus on improving feminine hygiene and helping people have access to more feminine products in our county. When I first started the project, I only wanted to work within the school, but then I realized it's a bigger issue and I wanted to work within the county. I reached out to all superintendents in our county, and after reaching out to them, I was able to send them posters explaining how to properly use feminine products and how to use them safely in a healthy way. I am also working with our superintendent, Aaron Long, to get feminine product dispensers put into our bathrooms as well as the posters I was able to send throughout the county to all students be able to use and be off of. I did my project on more extracurricular involvement because the school has decreased, and it's due to that a lot of kids didn't know what Child Life offers, so I want to limit those barriers to help kids be a part of something and have the high school experience they deserve.
I did my capstone project on veteran appreciation. Last weekend I hosted a 5K for two different amazing foundations, Sullivan County Veterans Coalition, the Bryanville Foundation. And I also redid the signs outside the theater of our list of our graduates who joined the military.
For my project, I focused on domestic abuse awareness, and to combat that, I've hosted self-defense classes. I also researched local organizations that help women that go through these situations as well as men. And I found Fearless. It's a local organization that made its home in Orange County, but it's also in Sullivan County. So with my self-defense classes, I raised money and donations, and then that money was donated to Fearless.
So for my project, I made youth sports camps in the local area run by varsity players and coaches, and I'm also doing dodgeball tournament and all the money's going to the league.
So we're going to talk about what we took part of our projects into the future of House and Help Us. I'm going to start off. What I took was communication. I wasn't really good at public speaking, but this helped me bring more confidence to myself, and that if I want to express my opinions, I can communicate, and it really helped me ease myself into it.
For my project, I think I developed a more confident sense of leadership while organizing my classes. I realized that it was down to me to decide when it would be, where it would be, how the information would get out, and what I wanted the class to entail. So I think I just kind of grew more confident in my ability to make decisions as a leader and trust my gut when I came down to what I wanted to do.
One of the most valuable skills I got from completing my project was having to formally communicate with others. Prior to this project, I never had to write formal emails or set up formal meetings with people. I think it was really beneficial to get that experience.
Taking the civics and social justice class has taught me that in life, it is ours for the taking, and if we really want something done and we want to change, we need to go out and go for it. And this class has taught me that anything is possible as long as we want to work hard for it. Going into this project, I really didn't know what I was doing, but throughout the project, I was able to learn that taking the extra step to help someone else, or anybody for that matter, even if you don't know them, even if they don't like you in a way, that it's the better thing to do, because you never know what they're going through, or how their life is, and you could make their day, possibly even their year, and they're never going to forget you.
Two things I'll be taking away from the civics and social justice class are improved leadership skills. I believe that the civics and social justice class really improved my leadership skills. And my time management, Mr. Eckhoff and Mr. Haynes are great at setting deadlines, making sure you get your work done on the deadline, which I'll take with me into the military and to college.
One thing civics and social justice course has really improved for me is my communication skills. Excuse me. With the civics and social justice class, the research aspect really helped me, communicate more with larger corporations and community agencies. So, writing formal emails, having formal meetings over the phone, Google Meet, Zoom, and for that, I'm grateful.
So I feel the same as Idris. I think my communication skills was the best thing that I got out of this class, because I actually learned how to have both conversations and emails professionally.
behalf of the Civics and Social Justice class, I would like to formally thank you all for listening to not only our projects, but a little overview of our class. If there's any questions, now would be the time to ask.
I don't have a question, but just a comment. You're the first group of teenagers I've heard speak without saying like in a long time. Very strong presentation. You guys all spoke very clearly. I'm assuming this is big time progress. Kudos to you guys, Mr. Eckhoff, Mr. Haynes, and all these projects are, dynamite. I'm pretty impressed.
Thank you. Thank you.
I visited the display today. It was impressive, very nice. And everybody communicated well. Congratulations.
I was extremely impressed. Yeah, they weren't using a cell phone or a computer. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
It took a lot. Thank you.
Okay, moving along to 6B would be the newsletter presentation by Ms. Earl.
Right, you are on the schedule. So we do have Ron and Tommy too. Take up their Yeah, okay. How about if you guys do that? I'll get mine signed.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for having your act together, Tommy. We'll get there.
I felt one there. I should have
Speak right into the mic. Everybody at home wants to hear you.
So some of you may remember that I was here last year as part of the Civics and Social Justice class. My project last year was about recycling, and I chose to continue it into this year. Last year I was more focused on putting it in all the classrooms, which I put in about 90% of the classrooms, then I ran out of time. And this year some of them were taken away, so I decided that I'd first finish the classrooms up, which I did, and then I focused on taking more of administrative direction, and also big rooms like the libraries. As you can see, I put one outside this lower level library, and there's one upstairs. All the other big rooms I also have boxes in. And the admin building over on the other side also has recycling boxes, so I appreciate them wanting to get involved with my project. And I also thank Mr. Eckhoff for allowing me to put all the boxes as I was making in this room, because they were literally stacked up against the back of this wall for a majority of the year, because they actually take quite a long time to make. I'd also like to take the time to thank our custodial staff, who are going to be picking all these recyclables up over these next, into the future, because they will be doing these years past when I'm gone, which is really good for helping the environment. And without their support, this wouldn't be possible. Thank you.
Good evening, Board of Education. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Armand Butler. I'm the Vice President of our Tri-Valley chapter of the National Honor Society. For my community service project this year, I'm attempting to create 2 sister branches to offer more opportunities to Tri-Valley students, specifically going into the STEM field. These sister branches would be the Science National Honor Society and the Mu Alpha Theta Math National Honor Society. In both cases, students taking rigorous classes in these subjects would have the ability to apply for additional scholarships and opportunities relative to their interests. Before our school would be able to apply to have these additional honor societies, I need permission from the Board of Education to continue. The implications of creating chapters with these 2 honor societies would include not only the recognition process, but also the requirement for advisors to oversee the operations and requirements. In addition to this, I'm also asking the board to be able to support the application process. So there is a starting fee. So for Mu Alpha Theta, the chapter creation fee is $25, and then there's a membership fee each year just for the chapter, which is usually done through the student fees. And then for the Science National Honor Society, it is a application fee of $300, and then $25 per year after that. So with tonight's presentation, I'm asking for the board's approval to move forward with the application process for these honor societies. And it has come to my attention that you can't take a vote right now, so I'm willing to come back for the June 22nd board meeting if we could get a formal vote set up for the approval process for that. Thank you. Any questions?
I think it's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so good evening, everyone. I'm going to turn this a little bit, so I feel like I'm talking just, well, you guys have my back. So I'm just going to share out a little bit about our new guideposts. It's going to go public tomorrow. We'll have some guideposts delivered, our paper copies to our areas in our community that we normally put them, and then this will go out digitally to our families, to our Facebook and our school website and our email. One of the things I want to talk a little bit about is branding. And what we're doing here at Tri-Valley this year is we're starting a branding process. And branding isn't just about what you see on the outside, the logos and all that. Branding is the inside, and it's the message we want to send to our community when we hear the words Tri-Valley. So what do people think of us? Are we a caring community that supports our students? Are we people that are dedicated to providing our kids with the best? And yes, that's what we are. So this is part of our process. So far this year in our branding, we have created a PowerPoint presentation that's going to be universal and eventually used by everyone. We have redone all of our administrators' letterheads so that we're very consistent with what we send out. We've been more consistent with using our Bear Paw, and we are in the process of creating a district calendar that will be mailed home to our families in August. And with that, always we restructured the long-standing guidepost. So tomorrow, this is what will be launched. It's just a little bit of a sample. When we put together the guidepost in the future, it's going to have these sections to it. So there's going to be a general section from the district, things that are happening. We put some stuff in there about our voters approving our budget. There'll be a section from me. There will be a section from the secondary school. We will have a section from the elementary school. We will have a section for our extracurricular activities, so our clubs, our sports, our music, our FFA, our FBLA, anything we're doing with that. That's some of our FFA stuff. We will give community updates on things, so we have a part of the newsletter about our American Rescue Plan funds. We have to talk to the community about where we're spending the money and get some input, so there's a summary of that. And we also will have a community page, so we can partner with our community to still put some things in the guidepost that was there before. We will have information from the Daniel Pierce Library, and we will also have information from some of our community partners, our Girl Scouts, our Boy Scouts, or anyone that wants to share that with us. So that's just a little summary of what our guidepost looks like. Our board has a copy for tonight, and we might have a few extras if anybody wants to see them. Any questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving along to item number 7 is the superintendent's report. Ms. Arnold.
Good evening again. So as we all know and feel, we're gearing up to the end of our school year here, and it has been absolutely amazing. We have got a lot of things happening in the next couple of weeks, honoring lots of our students. On May 30th, we celebrated the academic achievements of our top 4 students in our senior class at the Villa Roma. That was Tommy Hotaling, Noah Yuha, Elena Roof, and Brooke Delaney. All received a pretty cool electronic notebook donated from Rolling V. On Thursday, June 1st, Brooke Delaney and Tommy Hotaling attended the OCIAA Scholar Athlete Breakfast. Thursday evening, 3 of our students were honored at the Senior Award Banquet at the BOCES Career and Tech Center. That was Louis Valancioni, Jocelyn Mungier, and Michael Lauria. They all received a pretty significant award and scholarship. Saturday night, Kaylee Popo received a scholarship from the Masons. Earlier this week, Mr. Kloss hosted 2 sports banquets honoring our athletes, and our 5 through 8 students participated in a fantastic spring concert. Both Gavin Clark and Kaylee Popo represented Tri-Valley in the state golf championships earlier this week. Congratulations to both of them on a fantastic performance. This weekend, we do have some of our athletes participating in the state track championships at Middletown, so best of luck to them. Certainly this week was very unusual with smoke from the Canadian wildfires, and our students and our staff have certainly suffered. We've been kind of stuck inside, so I know we're all looking forward to getting outside again next week. Next Monday night, our FFA students will be celebrating their FFA awards ceremony, and then on Tuesday, our day is jam-packed with senior activities. We have our senior walk in the morning, we have rehearsal for graduation, we have a picnic for our seniors, and then Tuesday night is our senior scholarship awards. So we have a lot going on.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Coleman. We move to item number 8, which is items the board wants pulled from tonight's agenda. Anybody? Okay, we'll move to item 9, the consent agenda. Can I have a motion for the approval of the consent agenda, recommended action, including the business portion? Motion?
Motion.
Motion by Tim,
Second.
second by Travis. There's no discussion. Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
Unanimous.
That's unanimous, thank you. Be it resolved, the board approves the consent agenda, recommended action, including the business portion, items 9A through L. Moving along to item 10, board committee reports. I don't believe we have anybody from board committee reports, and so we move to, that was A, we're going to move to B, which would be 10B, and we have policy 0115, student harassment and bullying prevention and intervention, second reading and adoption. It is an action, and I have a motion to accept policy 0115, student harassment and bullying prevention and intervention. Motion by George.
Second.
Second by Danielle. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
It's unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 0115, student harassment and bullying prevention and intervention, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Item 10C, policy 4321.5, confidentiality and access to individualized education programs, individualized education services programs, and service plans. Second reading and adoption. It is an action, and I have a motion to accept policy 4321.5.
Motion.
Motion by Travis.
Second.
Second by Tim. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
Unanimous.
It is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 4321.5, confidentiality and access to individualized education programs, individualized education services programs, and service plans. second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 10D, policy 4765, online distance and remote learning, second reading and adoption is in action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 4765 for online distance and remote learning?
Motion.
Motion by Danielle, second by George.
Travis.
Second by Travis.
Thank you.
Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
Unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 4765, online distance and remote learning, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 10E, policy 5151, homeless children, second reading and adoption is in action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 5151, homeless children?
Motion.
Motion by Tim.
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
Unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 5151, homeless children, second reading and adoption is attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 10F, policy 5151-R, homeless children regulation, second reading and adoption is in action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 5151-R?
Motion.
Motion by Travis,
Second.
second by Danielle. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
I had some concerns with that, and we looked at that very closely, and we have to stay on top of that. There's a lot of agencies involved in that, and a lot of that stuff we can't control, so it is getting quite expensive, so we have to stay on top of it. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
Unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 5151-R, homeless children regulation, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 10G, policy 5710, school safety and educational climate, SSEC reporting, second reading and adoption is in action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 5710?
So moved.
Motion by George, second.
Second.
Second by Danielle. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
It's unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 5710, school safety and educational climate reporting, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Move to item 10H, policy 6700, purchasing, second reading and adoption is in action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 66700?
Motion.
Motion by Travis. Second by Tim. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
It's unanimous.
It is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 6700, purchasing, second reading and adoption as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 10I, policy 6700-R, purchasing regulation, second reading and adoption is in action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 6700-R?
Motion.
Motion by Tim,
Second.
second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Aye.
It's unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 6700-R, purchasing regulation, second reading and adoption, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to item 10J, policy 8130, school safety plans and teams, second reading and adoption. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 8130?
Motion.
Motion by Travis. Second.
Second.
Second by Tim. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yeah.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 8130, school safety plans and teams, second reading and adoption, is attached to the public portion of the agenda. Item 10K is, and our last one, is policy 8131, pandemic planning, second reading and adoption is an action. Can I have a motion to accept policy 8131?
Motion.
Motion by Danielle. Second. Second by Tim. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yeah.
It's unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board reviewed and adopts policy 8131, pandemic planning, second reading and adoption, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Just want to thank everybody on the policy committee for pouring through all that data. So it took a while, but it's done.
I'd like to say, add to that, Mr. Hartman and Mr. Diamond and Mr. Stryker and Mrs. Long were all on that committee, as well as myself. We did spend a lot of time on that. We reviewed everything, and where we could address what would happen at Tri-Valley, we did so. But some of that stuff was state mandated, so it was very difficult. But where we could address it to fit Tri-Valley, we did. And we thank the board for approving these. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, moving to item 11, old business. I don't believe we have anything tonight. Moving to item 12 is public comment session for items that are not on tonight's agenda, and I'm not aware of anyone who signed up. So we move to item 13, announcements, reminders, and upcoming events. Ms. Williams, would you like to say something?
Good evening, everyone. As Ms. Long said, we're at that time of year where we go ahead and try to cram as much as we can towards the end of the school year. I would have to say that it's actually been quite easy given the amount of the additional support that the board and Superintendent Long have been giving us. With the additional security that we have on campus, including all of our Brighter representatives, and under the direction of Mike Kashetsky, it's been a lot easier to be able to filter people into the building, out of the building as visitors are coming in for these events, as well as to be able to feel secure when our students are out and about on campus. So I just wanted to certainly say there's a great appreciation for being a building principal and a leader when you have trips that are going out, parents that are coming in and out, as well as students who are spread out throughout the campus, knowing that you have something in every nook and cranny of the building to ensure that if something goes wrong, somebody can get there quickly, and there are eyes everywhere. So I thank you for all of that. As we're talking about all of those events, we continue to have our in-house field trips that are happening, whether they are bringing visitors into the building or not. Our students still have lots of fun-filled activities going on. Ms. Vaughn mentioned our senior walk. Very exciting time for our seniors. This year we're going to do a little bit of a change where the seniors will actually do their circle around the track twice. You know, we have found that all of the work it takes to move the entire district across the street, we want to give them a little bit more time to really shine. I spoke with Ms. Kakis today, who's in charge of the senior walk portion of the senior activities, and I told her to really tell them to have a good time with it. So we're excited to see what excitement they're going to bring for the elementary students to be able to see what it is that they're working for to achieve at the end of their schooling careers here at Tri-Valley. Continuing on, we have our Roots Valley Awards that will be taking place on June 16th.
We also have our plans for our fun day coming up. Of course, we have our UPK graduation and then our 6th grade moving up event. So we have lots of things going on, and of course, we have our 6th grade Frost Valley trip that continues to certainly be part of the rite of passage for moving to secondary school, and that will take place 3 days next week. And that's what we have for the elementary.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Ms. Scott?
Good evening, everyone. Just a quick update on some secondary events that are coming up. Some have been mentioned, and before I get into those, I just want to thank everyone who's come out for the concerts, the athletic awards, the civics and social justice event today, which was some wonderful presentations, and we had a dinner theater last Saturday, which was also excellent. It was funny and enjoyable. So this Monday we have our FFA annual banquet. It's at the fairgrounds, and of course it's been mentioned on the 13th is the banner day for the seniors between the graduation walk, the rehearsals, the picnic at the fairgrounds, and then their events that evening. So there's a lot happening there. We have the CTE Sullivan County BOCES event here next Thursday, and very importantly we have our Regents Band. So we can't lose sight of our students. Their capstone in a way for their end of the year, all the different Regents exams that are going on. And on the graduation day, the June 24th, we have a senior breakfast, which we've been having for the past several years. And the senior trip is starting next Thursday through the following Monday. So, of course, a lot happening. It's an exciting time of year. So, thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Paul. Anyone else? Okay, moving along to item number 14 is new business. We have 4 items. So 14A is agreement for speech therapy services between Tri-Valley Central School District and Eileen Cron, July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the agreement for the speech therapy services?
Motion.
Motion by Danielle.
Second.
Second by George. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board approves the agreement for speech therapy services between Tri-Valley Central School District and Eileen Cron for the time period July 1, 2023 through June 30th, 2024, as attached to the public portion of the agenda. Moving to 14B, external auditor renewal agreement, Nugent and Hostler, PC. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the external auditor renewal agreement?
Motion.
Motion by Danielle.
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board approves the appointment of Nugent and Hostler, PC, to audit the financial statements of the governmental activities, each major fund and the fiduciary fund, including the related notes to the financial statements, which collectively comprise the basic financial statements of the Tri-Valley Central School District as of and for the year ended June 30th, 2023. Proposed fees for these services will not exceed $26,000. Moving to item number 14C is the appointment elementary school substitute teacher / teaching assistant / teacher aide for 2022-2023. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the appointment? Yes.
Motion.
Motion by Tim.
Second.
second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
It's unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved, the board appoints Jeremy Zuckrow to the position of elementary school substitute teacher / teaching assistant / teacher aide for 2022-2023, pending fingerprint clearance. Item 14D is the theater assistant, appointment theater assistant graduation. It is an action. Can I have a motion to accept the appointment of the theater assistant for graduation?
So moved.
Motion by George.
Second.
Second by Travis. Any discussion? Please proceed to vote.
Yay.
It's unanimous.
That is unanimous. Be it resolved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools that the Board of Education at its June 8, 2023 meeting approves the appointment of Benjamin Smith as the theater assistant for 2023 graduation preparation and ceremony. Hourly rate will be $15 paid through claim form process. Moving to next item up is 15, board comment session. Go around, Travis, is there anything?
No.
George?
Yes, if I may. A while back, it was quite some time back, I asked for changing stations in the, for the young children. Has that been taken care of? There was some concern at the last concert, and there were some negative comments made. It's directed at a parent that was addressing a child at the time, and that should not go on. What's those things cost? I mean, my. The graduation has been opened up for more parents can, more people can go. Thank you for that, because a lot of people have been asking. Thank you. There's some presentations from some of the young students here just recently. I was interested in some of their comments, and I'd be more interested in their reports. Dress code. I'd like to see what they feel. Another one was the free sports equipment. I thought we provide all that within reason, that unless it's personal items that they feel is needed. I mean, is that going on, or?
I think she was thinking like sneakers or, shorts and t-shirts so that you can dress for practice, but as far as helmets and pads and shin guards and all that stuff, we provide that.
Yeah, well, sneakers is a personal item.
Yeah.
And we never provide them here at Tri-Valley.
No, and I think she was moving more in the direction of gathering things that kids outgrow that can be repurposed, that are in good shape, cleats, baseball.
Oh, something like that? Yeah.
Who did?
I'll be with you.
Modern technology.
Well, there we go, I think. So I had the pleasure of meeting with Ms. Hornbeck today because she had asked for a financial commitment on something as part of her project, not major at all. And her goal, it was really interesting talking to her because it was for kids that may not go out for a sport because they don't have the baseball glove or the soccer shoes or certain things that are required, and it was really well thought out, and she has a plan, because her and I spoke a lot about the
sense of pride that people have that they're now willing to look for things for help and assistance, and that was really a concern of hers. So it was a really well thought out project, and she's, as a matter of fact, I told her tomorrow, Friday, I'll start purchasing the few items that she wants and hope to have here by graduation. She already has a person lined up for next year to start doing it, and she's talked a lot about it. So it's, as with all the other capstone projects, they're very civic minded. They're for not only Tri-Valley, but for the community. And I, for one, am always impressed by, I've had conversations with quite a few of the students, because a lot of them have some financial obligations associated with them. So, you know, I enjoy that. You know, it's great to see that through the students, but I just wanted to let you know that that was the focus of our efforts.
No, I understand that. I wasn't alluding to anything else, but we need to provide that kind of stuff if they're entitled to it. And also the female products. Can't believe that has not been provided at Tri-Valley. I mean, my.
They are provided. What Ashley's doing is putting dispensers in bathrooms. We're also going to put one up at 42 at the park for kids, and then products will be more accessible for young ladies, but they are accessible here as well.
No, thank you. Thank you.
Real quick, guideposts, super excited about this. Seems so cheesy, but I love this. The community loves it. They beat the drum so hard on this when we ran last year. I'm bringing this back. Great way to highlight like the successes of our staff and our students. And second, admin, staff, you guys are killing it. Like the school is running high speed. It's a positive environment. I sat through the 3-hour athletic awards thing the other night, and halfway through, like I started complaining, man, it's really long. And I'm like, whoa, in 2020, we were all freaking out because we weren't allowed to do any of this. So I put a smile on my face and we got right back to celebrating our young athletes. So thank you, you guys are killing it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Tim. My comment tonight is just going to be about, recently I attended, last week actually, a school security summit up in Albany with our Superintendent Aaron, our Security Director Mike Kaczewski, and District Safety Team Member John Rusin, and just everyone being proactive about staying current and seeing what's going on out there. And I think we have some good information to bring back to the team for the next meeting. So we'll be off on 2024 school year with a lot of good stuff and ideas to present. So that's pretty much it.
Thank you for doing that, Keith. It's notable that you do it, and I think that's important. So thank you for coming back to the board and telling us about it. And we do need somebody that's leading us here. Thank you.
Sure, thank you. Okay.
No, just a quick congratulations to the FFA for receiving top chapter for the second year in a row. What an amazing accomplishment. I mean, our Tri-Valley's FFA chapter is outstanding, and it would not be without the support of the administration and especially our advisors, Tara Barasic and Burke, as well as Ashley Whiteman and Ms. Doyle as well. So I want to congratulate them. And I think it's also huge congratulations to Mr. Haynes and Mr. Eckhoff for the pilot class for the civics and social justice class. This is the second year we've seen these, and I think it's ironic how much it does impact our community on a local level. And these kids, even that are seniors that took the class last year, are continuing that civic mindedness, and it just resonates with the community and with the students. And I would love to see this go beyond the pilot program for our school and our students, and I think it's been hugely beneficial. So thank you guys for all the hard work, because I know it's not easy, and congratulations to the students for putting together some amazing projects, and I look forward to hearing more about them.
Thank you, Daniel. Okay, we move to item 16, adjournment. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion by Tim.
Second.
Second by Danielle. Please proceed to vote.
Yeah,
It's unanimous. Thank you.
8:06. Good night, everyone.